We love celebrity power couples, the ones who seem to fit together like puzzle pieces, similar heights, complementary careers, and synchronized fashion. But sometimes, love doesn't care about symmetry. 2026 delivered a lineup of celebrity pairings that made us pause, rewind, and wonder, did they just walk out together? These are the couples who defied expectations, whether due to age difference, cultural contrast, genre mismatch, or simply aesthetic surprise. And in doing so, reminded us that attraction doesn't follow rule books. Here are the year's most odd, unexpected, and headline-stopping celebrity relationships. 1. Keke Palmer and Zaddy non-binary DJ. When Keke Palmer, the multi-talented actress, singer, and cultural force, walked the red carpet hand-in-hand with a rising non-binary DJ whose sound blends house, jazz, and glitch pop, the internet collectively tilted its head. Fans had long expected someone from Hollywood circles, another actor, a musician, a producer, not a club circuit artist whose fashion sense leans avant-garde and whose public persona is almost entirely underground. What made this pairing so striking wasn't just the difference in spheres, it was the contrast in energy. Palmer is radiant mainstream charisma, social media fluency, award season presence. Her partner? A percussive, unpredictable creative whose public persona thrives on subculture rather than spotlight. People didn't just label this couple unexpected, they called it electrifyingly unpredictable. 2. Jaden Smith and a Norwegian metal vocalist. This was the pairing that made music journalists do double takes. Jaden Smith, who spent years oscillating between experimental rap, philosophical social media, and eco-fashion activism, was spotted publicly with a prominent Norwegian metal vocalist known for deep growls, Viking-inspired aesthetics, and fire-breathing stage theatrics. It was a mashup no one saw coming. If the optics weren't enough, the contrast in their worlds was Smith's fluid, genre-blurring artistry versus his partner's uncompromising hypermasculine metal persona. One tweets about cosmic existentialism, the other posts slow-motion headbanging clips from winter European tours. And yet, in interviews, they spoke about shared values, creative freedom, emotional rawness, and an almost spiritual approach to art. Fans reacted in equal parts disbelief and delight. 3. Cate Blanchett and a breakdancing tech entrepreneur. Cate Blanchett, arguably cinema's most versatile living actor, is a goddess of dramatic depth and red carpet precision. So when photos leaked of her leaving an underground breakdance event with a founder of a cutting-edge AI dance movement startup, everyone blinked. He wasn't a choreographer, not a chore tech guru. He was a baller who blends machine learning with freestyle movement, a guy who makes robots learn how to pop, lock, and windmill. To most of the world, these two seemed from different galaxies. But in interviews, they'd describe a shared passion, movement as communication. Blanchett spoke about dance as emotional language. He spoke about rhythm as human intuition. It wasn't a traditional match. It didn't have matched resumes. But it revealed something unexpected. Connection can start at the intersection of art and innovation. 4. A Zendaya-era reporter and a reclusive conceptual artist. When news first broke that one of Hollywood's most photographed stars, a journalist known for covering high fashion, film festivals, and award shows, was dating a reclusive conceptual visual artist whose preferred medium is glitch sculpture and AI-generated soundscapes, the internet's initial reaction was, wait, what? This wasn't just a pairing of opposites. It was a crossover between celebrity scrutiny and artistic anonymity. She is seen everywhere. Paparazzi, press junkets, magazine covers. He is seen nowhere. Gallery-only appearances, cryptic press releases, a persona wrapped in digital abstraction. Yet when they made their first public appearance together, the chemistry was undeniable. Genuine warmth, playful rapport, and an ease that suggested a deep creative kinship. Fans may have been confused, but they were captivated. 5. A Grammy-winning country star and a stand-up comedian who does dark humor. This pairing looked like a genre crossover no one asked for, and yet became one we couldn't stop talking about. On paper, a Grammy-winning country musician and a stand-up comedian whose specialty is dark, self-deprecating humor seemed like oil meeting water. Country music thrives on earnest storytelling and sincerity. Dark comedy thrives on irony and discomfort. But in person, they revealed a deeper alignment. Both build their art around vulnerability, one through melody, the other through punchlines. Their first red carpet together was a highlight reel of mutual laughter, playful teasing, and a joke the comedian made about crying on cue at karaoke. It was odd, It was unexpected, but it was also strangely heartwarming. 6. A TikTok dance star and an Oscar-nominated composer. When a viral TikTok dancer, famous for choreographing routines that break algorithmic counters, started appearing at symphony events and film premieres with an Oscar-nominated film composer, social feeds lit up. The composer was known for sweeping orchestral scores and seasoned festival presence. The TikTok dancer had millions of followers under 25 and an aesthetic rooted in streetwear and viral energy. Nothing about their personas initially suggested overlap, but in interviews they spoke about rhythm, not as a genre or generation divide, but as the heartbeat of connection. He said watching her improvise made him rethink tempo. She said his music taught her to feel beats, not just follow them. Their chemistry was a reminder that passion can bridge worlds that otherwise seem incompatible. 7. A Broadway powerhouse and a viral skateboarder. The world of Broadway is built on discipline, rehearsal schedules, and narrative precision. The world of skate culture thrives on spontaneity, chaos, and stunts. So when a Tony-winning Broadway actor walked hand-in-hand with a viral skateboarder, known for defying gravity and social expectations in equal measure, it caught everyone off guard. Photos of the duo laughing at a midnight hot dog stand went viral. What made the pairing fascinating wasn't just the contrast of cultures, it was their mutual devotion to flow, one on stage, one on pavement. On joint public appearances, they joked about technique versus momentum, and how each art form teaches presence. People didn't just double take, they started rethinking what artistic common ground even means. 8. A vintage Hollywood model and a neo-soul rapper. This couple became the viral week's most photographed pairing, largely because their images looked like a mashup of eras. On one side, a model known for evoking old Hollywood glamour, straight posture, retro styling, and an aesthetic that feels like old film grain. On the other, a neo-soul rapper whose albums are celebrated for intimate lyricism, experimental beats, and spiritual nuance. It was the kind of union that tweets called timeless meets contemporary. And while some fans initially reacted in disbelief, the chemistry in photos was elegant, effortless, and beautifully candid. At a music festival performance together, where the rapper invited the model on stage just to sing background vocals, audiences collectively rethought what a power couple could look like. Not just two attractive people together, but two worlds overlapping. 9. A former boy band heartthrob and a high-profile political activist. At first glance, this couple felt like the most unlikely pairing of 2026. A former boy band star shaped by pop stardom and spectacle, alongside a fierce political activist driven by policy and protest. Their photos showed contrasting energies, joy and conviction, but fans sensed something deeper. Their bond wasn't about image. It was rooted in shared respect for discipline, proving love can bridge parallel worlds. 10. A classical pianist and a freestyle BMX rider. This couple became one of the year's most striking, not for contrast, but for harmony. A classical pianist fluent in Chopin and a BMX rider mastering gravity moved through the same cultural spaces, from experimental exhibits to charity galas. She spoke of rhythm in sound, he, rhythm in motion. What once looked like opposition revealed itself as shared intensity, making their pairing unexpectedly perfect. If you enjoyed this deep dive into 2026's most surprising celebrity relationships, like the video, subscribe to the channel, and tell us in the comments, which odd pairing surprised you the most? Because when celebrities love unexpectedly, we don't just watch the couple. We watch the story of connection reinvent itself.